Chapter number 7, transmission medium. In this, we are going to see the guided media, unguided media. We have seen into the OSI model and TCP/IP model where the physical layer is connected to the transmission medium. And this transmission medium can be in the form of a free space. Otherwise, it can be a metallic existence wire. So in this year, there are two categories of medias we may have it. It is one which is wired media and another one is wireless medium. In this transmission medium, here whatever these connections we are showing it with the help of the metallic conversion, a metallic existence wire, it is called as a guided media, and this is basically visible to everyone. This transmission medium is directly connected to the physical layer of a sender machine and the physical layer of the receiver machine. You can look here, the channel is there for transmitting the data, and this channel is called as a medium. This channel can be in the form of a metallic wire, or it can be called as a cable, or it can be the free space, or it is called as a air. So when we are having existence of the transmission medium, it is called as a guided media. And when there is a free space, then it is called as a unguided media. We do have it here certain types of transmission media in guided and unguided. The wired media, we have a twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, fiber optic cable. In unguided media, that is a wireless communication, is using radio waves, microwaves and infrared waves. In this year, we may have a question about the short note on these cables itself. That's it. Otherwise, the comparative study of two cables can be asked in exam. First guided media we are going to see about here, the twisted pair cable. The twisted pair cable consisting here the two conductors which has been shown in the diagram. You can see the two conductors are there. This is the metallic conductor which is twisted in such kind of way, and these conductors are covered by the plastic coated sheet. There is a plastic cover on these particular conductors you are having. One of the wire which you people are having used to carry the signal to the receiver, means this one wire is for signal transmission and the other wire is for ground reference, generally is used. When these two wires are passing the data parallelly, means one is for signal and another is refer for the ground for that signal passing, that time you cannot keep it parallel, because there may be here the possibility of here the crosstalk or any interference of the signal, and noise can occur into this particular communication. So therefore, into this electromagnetic data signal transmission, here these wires are twisted together. These are twisted like this way to balance here the signal transformation from one side to another side. By twisting the pairs, a balance is maintained. Here, suppose in one twist, one wire is closer to the noise source and the other is further. In the next twist, the reverse is true, indicating that when in one twist it is closer, then the another twist it is in a reverse manner. So like this way, it is basically balancing it's closer, it's far away, it is closer, it is far away, it is closer, it is far away. So in this case here, this balancing of the signal is there, and unwanted signals are mostly cancelled out during such kind of twist. So here the most better features of this twisted pair cables are, which is shown here. It is basically categorized according to the gauge, wire gauge, which is basically here the measurement of the thickness of the wire. Depends on the thickness of the wire. Here you can define here the quality of the wire, and then when there is a more thickness into the wire, then it is greater strength and resistance power into the electricity. The number of twists defines also the quality of the wire. When you are having a number of twists per inch, if it is minimum, then the quality is not that much good. If it is more, then the quality is good one. So depends on this twist here, you are reducing here the external signal interferences. Here, this twisted pair cable is used for analog data transmission also and digital data transmission also. It is easy to install and maintain. And in this, due to this here, you generally use it into the computer network connectivity for the low frequency communication, as well as in electricity also you are using for electrical connection this kind of twisted pair cable. Due to poor immunity to noise, more distortion in data transfer. Obviously, when in electricity also you are using such kind of cables, in now you are connecting so many electrical devices, that time that cable may not be sufficient. So some high configured cables and some good ampere electricity which you people are traveling into, that you have to manage it into the cable. So due to that, this twisted pair cable is not good one for a longer distance data transfer. It is less secure, and due to that it is providing here the more attenuation also. The bandwidth of this twisted pair cable depends on the gauge, distance and amplification process. So you can see here, whenever you are using this twisted pair cable in cable television network, you are connecting the amplifiers for these TV connections. So that is amplification process is also one of the dependency you are having. When you are connecting such kind of twisted pair cables, then amplification is needed for longer distances to repeat the signal. So these are the basic features in twisted pair cable. We do have it. The twisted pair cables can be available in two categories. UTP, that is unshielded twisted pair cable. You can see here there is a no shield in twisted, directly the plastic cover is there. Now here in shielded twisted pair cable, you can observe there is a metallic shield is there, and through that here the data is traveling, and this metallic shield is there where the twist has been managed. UTP and STP cables generally is preferable into the local area network. It is for improving the connectivity into the computer network. We do use it, but still it also may have certain constraints regarding the bandwidth, regarding the data transfer into the network. So the STP cable has a metal foil which has been shown. See, such kind of mesh metal foil is there in the shielded twisted pair cable. These kind of cables are categorized by EIA, that is Electronic Industries Association. Through this EIA here, these different sort of categories of cables has been designed. And these twisted pair cables can be represented with one of the cable called as a RJ45 UTP connector, that is a registered jack. This RJ45 cable everybody has seen in your telephone network connection, in your older CPU communicate connection, you have seen it. That telephone network data cable you are having in network. So that type of cable is called as a RJ45 male and female cable. There are also two categories, male and female. The male cable which is having that socket like how you are connecting your telephone telephone device to their that telephone cable connection. So that is what called as a male cable, female cable. And male cable is slightly horizontal. It is just like a chip and you are inserting it into the socket. But now in our computer network connection, we do generally use USB cables. So these cables are not used till now, but previously we were having, and in telephone connection we do use it. But in computer network, there is slightly different cables can be there in the latest CPU. The second cable is a coaxial cable. The coaxial cable carrying here the signals of high frequency ranging from the specific bandwidth. And in this coaxial cable, you can look here. This is what the metallic conductor which we do have it. This metallic conductor is covered by insulator. And this insulator is here one of the plastic coated sheet with you are having. Again, it is covered with here this metallic mesh conductor. You can see this metallic mesh conductor is there. Again, there is an insulation, like how your tapping device is there exactly in that case here. This insulator is covered into this metallic mesh conductor. And then here this whole thing is covered with the plastic cover. So this way here, the coaxial cables has different sort of layer. And these layer is basically giving a good strength of coaxial cable. This coaxial cables has been categorized by RG, that is radio government. The radio government ratings has been designed and developed a certain category of a cable, RG59, used for cable television connection. RG58 used for thin Ethernet local area network. RG11 is used in thick Ethernet local area network. This way here, these coaxial cables are used. It is used for high data transmission rate. So obviously the bandwidth also is good one. And according to that here, it is providing you the less susceptible noise or interference. It is having low cost into the communication. It is used in high frequency applications, just now we have seen. It supports the high bandwidth signal transmission that we have already discussed here. Because of the high frequency data transmission rate, you required high bandwidth here. Easy to install and easy to expand. The installation is easy, and if you are expanding it for the larger distances and communicating with the multiple computers, then it is okay. But it is bulky. Means what? Here it is bulky because see, this is what the coaxial cable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, such 5 different kinds of cross-sectional areas are there in coaxial cable. So while doing that, it will become more thicker when you are using the cable. And when you are expanding this network, expansion is so easy, but it requires more space to occupy such kind of stiff cable. See, it is expensive to install because it requires the expert's knowledge for installation, as well as due to its thickness and stiffness, it is very much difficult for larger distances because it's very stiff. And due to this stiff here, it takes a lots of space when you are connecting and expanding the computer network using coaxial cable. One of the example of this cable is Bionet-Neal Cancelman connector. This connector also you must have used any time, like this is the one of the older connector you were having into the computer connection. Such kind of round socket was there, and you were connecting to that round inner socket, and then you are rotating the cable. Okay, rotating the cable, and due to that, see, this cable will get locked. So this also is one of the BNC connector, and it is used to connect the end of the cable to a device such as TV set. Also we do use it, and computers also we were using it. But nowadays everything has been converted to the USB cable, which is portable to all the devices wherever you are using. Like now smart watches and others also, generally we do have the USB cables only. But yes, this is one of the category of the cable which is used into the local area network flexibly. The another one is optical fiber cable. The optical fiber cable is made of a glass or plastic and transmits the signals in the form of a light. So this cable is basically the glass coated kind of cable. And here the optical fiber cable is traveling the data in the form of a light in such kind of way. So now how we have seen in the physics, the angle of incidence, the angle of refraction that has been shown here. These are the two different mediums. And from this here you are focusing the light. So the angle of incidence supposes like this way. Then your light will get refracted on the other side of the medium is like this way, depends on the medium. And it is angle of incidence is less than critical angle. This may be there. In this case here, you are having such a kind of angle of incidence and angle of refraction can be there. If you have here the another medium of transmission where these both the angles are equal. So if this both the mediums are using the similar kind of medium, and due to that the angle of refraction will be like this way into this particular 90-degree phase of this particular medium communication. Here the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, and due to that, see here it is getting reflected back into the medium itself. So your optical fiber is using this third category. The angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle. And in such a way here, you can see here the effect of this transmission is in such kind of way. Optical fibers uses reflection to guide light through the channel. See, the sender is sending the light waves, and it is getting reflected back into this space. So it is using this concept of reflection. And a glass or plastic core is surrounded along this space, and it is through this channel, and it is called as a cladding. A glass or plastic which is surrounded around this channel, which has been shown with this blue color data transfer, it is called as a cladding. So this plastic coated sheet which you are having, it is of less dense, and due to this less density here and the various density levels of the glass materials can be there, the propagation of the data is there into the communication. The propagation of this data transfer of light, it is like this way now. Okay, because of here the cladding and the this density what you people are having depends on that. Here you may have a several propagation modes can be there. The current technology is supporting two mode, that is multi-mode optical fiber cable, single mode optical fiber cable, step index and graded index optical fiber cable. In multi-mode, here it is named multi-mode because multiple beams from a light source move through the channel. And you can see here, first one is multi-mode step index. See, first beam, second beam, third beam, three light beams are transferring, and all the beams are having their separate path. It is called as a step index fiber. It is called as a step index fiber, and density of this core is constant from the center of the edges. See, in the center the density is constant, but when the light rays are moving other than this center point, then this will get differ, and due to that this beam will take the different path in this cladding through the channel. So this interfacing is shown into the step index. See, in a different path the multiple beams has been traveling, and at the destination point here the data signal is received in this kind of way. The second one is multi-mode graded index. In the multi-mode graded index, the digital signal is transmitted and then it will be converted into the optical fiber data, that is analog data, and then this data will be converted in this kind of way. See, in a fine grading fashion, it is basically traveling the data signal, and it is decreasing this distortion of a signal through the cable. The word index here we are referring because of the refraction. We can see here the refraction is there in such kind of way, and it is in the finely manner the high density data is transmitted towards the destination side. Single mode optical fiber, in which here we are focusing here the source of a light limiting to the single beam of a light. See, this is the single beam of a light where the data is getting traveled. The data is getting traveled into this particular core space. In this here, you may have three different types of fiber optic cables can be there. One is a subscriber channel, that is connector. Another one is the straight teeth ST connector that we do have it. And the another one is MTRJ. It is a multi-transition registered jack cable. It is exactly like a RJ45 that we do have it. Like that cables are there into the optical fiber cable. The optical fiber is very much effective in your this telecommunication network as well as in the computer network. There are certain advantages and disadvantages of optical fiber cable. The first advantage we do have it, that is a higher bandwidth. One of the advantages higher bandwidth, since we have seen that key fiber optic cable provides here a high data transmission rate than the twisted pair cable and coaxial cable. So therefore the bandwidth utilization over the cable is limited, and it is utilizing for it the maximum data transmission. The another one is less signal attenuation. The distance which you people are having for traveling the data is greater than the guided media which you discussed, twisted pair and coaxial cable. So the signal can finely move without any attenuation into the channel. Immunity to electromagnetic interference. Electromagnetic noise cannot affect this cable. External cable communication signal interference will not be there into this cable. Resistance to corrosive material means what? Glass is more resistance to corrosive materials than the copper. So therefore the resistance power of this kind of optical fiber cable is high. Lightweight. As we already discussed, the optical fiber cables are generally used in decoration material, as well as here whenever you people are having any kind of water fountain is there. In such case also for lighting effect, here this kind of cables are used, and it is very lightweight due to the plastic coated sheet. Greater immunity to tapping. These cables are more immune to tapping than the copper wire, because copper cables create antenna effects that can be easily tapped. Means what? Whenever you people are having the copper wires to be used, then it can be easily interfered by the external signal. But due to such kind of a plastic coated glass sheet, here these cables are providing a good effect into the communication. There are certain disadvantages which we do have it, and that disadvantages are in terms of installation, because fiber optic cables are relatively difficult to install. It requires the expertized opinion for connections and easy difficult to maintain also. Unidirectional light propagation. When you want to transfer the data from sender to receiver, it is applicable, but when you are transferring it from receiver to sender, then it is not applicable with the single channel. You have to use two different fibers for bidirectional communication. The cable and the interferences which we have seen, it is more expensive, because here we do have required the bandwidth which is not exactly into the specific range, but the optical fiber is not justifying the proper level of the configuration in a less cost. So the cost factor is more for such kind of communication into the network. The second media, we do have it unguided transmission medium. As again here also you may have here a general short notes on individual topic of the unguided media. Unguided media transports the electromagnetic waves without using physical conductor. We discussed there is a physical conductor which is existed into the wired media like cable. Now here nothing is there. It is a free space where the data is communicated. So such medium is called as unguided media, which is called as a wireless media. The electromagnetic spectrum which we do use in the wireless communication with the frequency range is shown here. Look at the space here. 3 kilohertz to 300 gigahertz frequency range is used for radio waves and microwaves. 300 more to 400 terahertz is used for infrared signals, and above 400 terahertz to the 900 terahertz used by light wave. So this is what the electromagnetic spectrum for wireless communication. In this spectrum, the unguided media can transmit the data and propagate data in these three different kinds of propagation: ground propagation, psi propagation, line of sight propagation. Ground propagation, you can observe it here. The radio waves travel through the lowest portion of the atmosphere using to the earth. And here, these low frequency signals are getting catched from all the directions from the transmitting antenna. And see, this is what the tower where here the signals are getting picked up. And this tower is basically allowing the other devices to pick up the signal, and the signals are fetched from the other positions in this kind of way on the ionosphere. The greater power, the greater distance can be covered it into this particular tower depends on the configuration and the frequency ranges of the tower. So from ionosphere here with the help of the tower and the nearby devices can be connected in the ground propagation. Another one is called as the sky propagation. You mean to say that here in the sky propagation, high frequency radio waves radiates upward in the ionosphere. We can see here where they are reflected back to the earth. The towers are there and these towers are getting reflected back to the earth from the ionosphere. One tower is in one city, other tower is in other city, is reflecting it through the space, and the devices connected to this tower can communicate. Devices connected to this tower can communicate, but it requires the sky propagation. Through the sky, the transmission is allowed for the longer distances. Line of sight propagation, that is above 30 megahertz frequency that we do have it. Very high frequency signals are transmitted in straight lines directly from one antenna to the other antenna. In the ionosphere, it is expected that these antennas must be directional and facing to each other in the specific distance period, and according to that here the antenna signals can be catched by the another antenna, and the line of sight propagation is very tricky because it is completely focused on the radio transmission. Whatever your high frequency signals you do have it, with that and the modulation effect here the signals can be catched out. So here we may have the regulations can be in two different bands, that is very low frequency band and extremely high frequency band. With this specific bands, this line of sight propagation in radio transmissions can be done. We may have here the second one is about here radio waves. The radio waves have already discussed in between 3 kilohertz frequency to 1 gigahertz frequency. In this specific range, we have seen 3 kilohertz frequency to the 300 gigahertz frequency that we have observed it here. But this electromagnetic spectrum is ranging in the frequency between 3 kilohertz and 1 gigahertz radio waves which we do have it, and which will reach up to the 300 gigahertz, and that will be covered for the microwave. Mean 3 kilohertz to 1 gigahertz radio wave and 1 gigahertz to 300 gigahertz microwaves which we do have it. So radio waves we are seeing it's omnidirectional. See, this tower has been shown. It is omnidirectional frequencies has been shown it into this case. The antenna is transmitting the radio wave data propagated in all directions. This means the sending and receiving antennas do not have to be aligned. It can be at any place. The job is just how to fetch the signal from this omnidirectional thing. And due to this, it's having one of the disadvantage of interference of external signal. You have seen it, the example, the noise. When your radio is on, and if you are switch on the appliances, means maybe the mixer, maybe the motor, etc., you are switching on, your radio transmission will get interrupted. You will not get the clear sound. So that is what due to the omnidirectional transmission of data. Radio waves, particularly those waves that propagate in the sky mode and can travel for the longer distances, that we have seen already. Here for the radio transmission we do use it, where we can use it for the longer distances, where multiple people can listen to the radio transmission, broadcasting transmission in any building, any location easily. So that effect is shown into the radio waves which we do have it here into the communication. So these radio bands which we are having, it has been regulated by the authorities. means FM, AM radio, that is whatever these radio brands we do have it. It is done by FCC and it is called as a Federation Communication that we do have it. With this authority here, this frequency ranges has been fixed, and generally this application we used it into the FM radio, AM radio, television, maritime radio, cordless phones, paging, multicasting, etc. Here we are using radio waves. The second one is about microwaves. Electromagnetic spectrum from 1 gigahertz to 300 gigahertz, covering here the microwave signal transmission. The microwave signal transmission is covered in between that. When an antenna is transmitting the microwaves, they can be narrowly focused according to the data transmission. So therefore here the sending and receiving antennas need to be aligned. And there are certain advantages we do have it into these particular antennas which we are having. Major characteristics here we discussed. Microwave propagation is line of sight propagation. So means what? See, this is one example has been given. Line of sight means whenever you are having such kind of antennas are there, since the tower with the mounted antennas which we do have it, it should be direct sight of each other to the tower, and the far apart need to be very fall. In this case, the devices has to be able to catch the microwave signals coming from these antennas, and it should be picked up by the repeaters. The repeaters should be connected, which is the device for recovering your original signal. It is providing very high frequency microwaves. In this case, that still will not be propagated and penetrated through the walls. Very high frequency microwaves cannot penetrate the walls, and therefore this is one of the disadvantage. Sometimes the receivers in the building may not be able to receive the network with this kind of specific ranged antennas. The microwave band is relatively wide. We have seen the 300 gigahertz. So it is a very wider band we do have. But these subbands, whichever you are assigning, are applicable for some high data rate. Not for all kind of penetrations it is applicable. Here, the use of certain portion of the bands are required authorities permission. Like FCC we have seen. So exactly same way when you are broadcasting something on the radio, then if your company is broadcasting something on the radio, you have to take the permission of the radio broadcasting authority. If they will allow, then from their central tower, your broadcasting data will be done. See the example. First one is parabolic dish antenna. It is based on the geometry of parabola. See, this is the shape of the parabola which you are having, and the antenna is in the such kind of dish antenna. In this parabola here, the line of sight concept is there, and it is reflecting of the curve at angles, and see at one point of focus here, the antenna is throwing here the signals, and through this kind of path which you do have it, the parabolic dish is working like a funnel. In this case here, you can see the wide range of the waves can be catched among the common point signal, and the devices can be communicatable due to this. So in television, you can see this kind of dish antennas are there. In television connection, dish antennas are there. Through this dish antenna, you can pick up here the broadcasting channels on the television. The second one is horn antenna. It is like the gigantic scoop. Look here, the gigantic scoop is there. In this horn antenna, here the outgoing transmission are broadcast up a stem. See, up a stem. See, from here the data inputs are coming, and the outgoing signals are going through from this particular parabolic shape which you do have it. Sorry, horn antenna shape which we do have it. It is like a scoop. And from this particular series of a narrow parallel beams are ahead transmitted to the other side, and the received transmission are collected by the scooped and shape of the horn which we do have it. Like this way, the incoming and the outgoing path will be managed in these horn antennas. Microwaves are used for unicast communication in cellular telephony, satellite network, and wireless local area network. In this case, this kind of wireless communication is used. Infrared waves. We have seen the infrared waves, which is from 300 gigahertz to 400 gigahertz frequencies which we are having. So in this range, we do cover up here this particular infrared waves which you are having. In these infrared signals, we are basically can be used for the short range communication in a closed area using line of sight propagation. And the infrared signal which we do have it in generally here, the wireless keyboards that you do have it, which is connected to the PCs due to this infrared ports where you people can easily coordinate with the PC, and the wireless keyboards which you do have it. So this infrared waveforms which we are using it into this 300 to 400 terahertz frequency ranges only. Here, one of the disadvantage that here it is uh, preventing the interference between one system to the another system, but short range communication in the room cannot be affected by the another system. So in this case here, when you are in one room and you are using this data communication using infrared, in the another one room you cannot do it. Like you are having this kind of PCs example we have seen. As well, you people are having here the television and the remote of the television that you do have it. So these kind of examples can be there for this infrared data transmission you are having into the spectrum. And we have already seen the spectrum. This is what the spectrum you do have it. And more than 400 terahertz frequencies, we have the light waves that we are not going to see it here.